the result of the election for the IOC Executive Board. Total possible votes 105, abstentions 2, valid votes 103, majority from the valid votes 52. Mr. Nevin Ilic 50, Mr. Octavian Morario 53. Mr. Octavian Morario is elected member of the IOC Executive Board.
L'émotion. Monsieur le Président, chers collègues, je vais commencer par remercier et féliciter Denis Oswald pour sa carrière exemplaire au sein du CIO. Aussi, sur un plan personnel, Denis, merci de tes conseils toujours précieux. C'est tout d'abord un grand honneur que vous me faites en m'élisant comme membre de la commission exécutive du CIO. Merci de votre confiance. Il va de soi que ma joie sera grande aussi. Mais c'est un autre sentiment qui me domine beaucoup plus en ce moment, celui de la responsabilité et du devoir envers le CIO et le mouvement olympique et surtout envers les athlètes. En même temps, je m'engage à servir, comme je l'ai déjà dit à beaucoup d'entre vous, comme un lien permanent entre la commission exécutive et les membres et de porter ainsi au mieux vos idées, vos projets, mais aussi vos critiques devant mes collègues de la commission exécutive, de manière à ce que vous soyez tous au centre de nos débats et de nos décisions. Merci à toi aussi, cher Neven, pour ton fair play dans cette compétition entre nous. Aussi, tu m'as fait retrouver mon adrénaline de troisième ligne. Encore une fois, je vous remercie de votre confiance.
Merci beaucoup, Monsieur Morario. I think we can also express congratulations and thanks to Mr. Nevin Ilic with such a close result and given the fairness he has shown before with regard to all the other candidates. I think you deserve all our appreciation for this. Thank you, Mr. Ilic. And we will now move on to the next item of the agenda and proceed with the election of IOC honorary members. As you know, this is applying to IOC members who rendered exceptional services to the IOC for at least 10 years of membership. And therefore, following our traditional procedures, we will proceed with this vote by a show of hands. The first proposal of the IOC Executive Board in this respect to you, the session, concerns Mrs. Marisol Casado. She was elected as an IOC member in 2010. Her membership linked to her function as president of the International Triathlon Union. This mandate will end on 21st of April 2025, and thus her term as an IOC member will end at the very same day. As she has been an IOC member for more than 10 years, and even more so considering the truly exceptional services she has rendered to her federation, to gender equality, to inclusion, and to the entire Olympic movement, the IOC Executive Board proposes her for election as IOC honorary member, becoming effective as of 22nd of April 2025. Those of you who agree, I ask you to raise their hand, please. It appears to be a majority. Are there any no votes? Abstentions? No. Mrs. Casado, heartfelt congratulations. And I can say you that the Executive Board does not only warmly congratulate you, we also in the Executive Board have decided, following the recommendation of the Olympic Order Council, to award you tomorrow morning in this IOC session the Olympic Order, which is well deserved. Congratulations also for this. Mr. Yu Sai-ching was elected as an IOC member in the year 2000 as Vice President of the NOC of the People's Republic of China. He was a member of the IOC Executive Board from 2004 to 2008 and an IOC Vice President from 2008 to 2012, and then again member of the Board and Vice President from 2014 to 2022. He has already, looking at these figures, rendered exceptional services to the IOC and made a great contribution to the IOC Executive Board and the entire functioning and working of the IOC. Some of these merits I may reserve for tomorrow when we also can award the Olympic Order to him, then following of the respective decision of the IOC Executive Board. But for now, I ask for your vote for Mr. Yu Sai-ching as IOC honorary member. The ones who agree, please raise your hands. Thank you. Any no? Any no? No, there are no votes. Any abstentions? No. Mr. Yu is unanimously elected IOC honorary member. And also for you, Mr. Yu, I have already indicated it. We will be honored and happy to present to you the Olympic Order tomorrow morning in this IOC session. And now we move on to the next item of the agenda. And this is about the election of IOC honor members. As you know, this great honor applies to eminent personalities from outside the IOC who have rendered particularly outstanding services to it in accordance with the rules of the Olympic Charter. And there we did not now for more than a year have any IOC member of honor, because the last one was our friend Henry Kissinger, who passed away there, and therefore it is a great honor and a pleasure to propose to the session on behalf of the entire Executive Board an outstanding leader whose lifelong dedication to peace, international cooperation, and good governance has left an indelible mark on the global community. Throughout his illustrious career of public service, Mr. Ban Ki-moon has been a steadfast advocate for the power of sport to unite the world and to drive positive change. Already at the time when Mr. Ban Ki-moon was Secretary General of the United Nations, he understood that the UN and the Olympic movement share not only the same goals, but also the same principles in making the world a better place. Building on this alignment, the United Nations and the IOC signed a Memorandum of Understanding in 2014. This MOU elevated the status of the IOC to a whole new level. Mr. Ban Ki-moon, as Secretary General, was key to deepen this new era of cooperation between the UN and the IOC every step along the way. He said at the time, Olympic principles are UN principles. And this spirit has defined our deepening partnership ever since. Following this, we signed cooperation agreements and MOUs with all UN agencies relevant to our work, ushering into a decade of unprecedented cooperation. As UN Secretary-General, Mr. Ban Ki-moon was the architect of the UN Sustainable Development Goals, and it was him who ensured that sport was recognized as an important enabler to achieve these ambitious goals. With this recognition, the international community, who unanimously adopted these SDGs, expect us to contribute to 11 of the 17 SDGs, be it peace, sustainability, equality, health, and others. Following the MOU and the adoption of the SDGs, the UN General Assembly reacted several times to the Secretary-General's yearly report on sport for development and peace. The General Assembly did so by adopting resolutions recognizing the autonomy of sport, the political neutrality of the IOC as enshrined in the Olympic Charter, and the contribution of sport in realizing the SDGs. After his mandate came to an end in 2016, I pondered for quite some time whether I could dare to ask him whether he would accept the role of chair of the IOC Ethics Commission and present himself for election by you for the IOC session. When I finally approached him, I was surprised, as surprised as I was grateful, that he accepted without any hesitation, referring to our unequivocal commitment to ethics and good governance in Olympic agenda and in the IOC. Building on his exemplary record of public service with integrity, accountability, and transparency, he has since then been a driving force in strengthening the governance and reputation of the Olympic movement. Through his leadership, the IOC Ethics Commission has become a benchmark for ethics and governance in sport and in the wider international community. As he once said, sport is a unique vehicle for peace, but it can only be efficient if it has credibility. His accomplishments were essential for this very high standard of credibility the IOC enjoys now. For this, we all are deeply grateful to him. Personally, I'm even more grateful that he agreed to stay in his position until the end of my term, so that we both leave our respective positions on the very same day. For all these reasons, and for his unwavering belief in the power of sport to make the world a better place and more peaceful place, I would like to propose His Excellency Mr. Ban Ki-moon, on behalf of the entire IOC Executive Board, to be elected IOC Member of Honor as of 24th of June 2025. The ones of you who agree with this proposal by the Executive Board, please raise your hand. Thank you. Are there any votes against? No. Any abstentions? Congratulations, Mr. Ban Ki-moon. You want to say something, Your Excellency?
Then thank you, Mr. Chairman, Thomas Baham, and honorable IOC members. I am deeply honored and profoundly grateful for my election as an IOC honor member. This recognition is truly a privilege. For me, sports, to be frankly, sports were not my area of expertise beyond watching them. Having said that, my 8 years as chair of the IOC Ethics Commission has profoundly deepened my understanding and commitment. I have witnessed the intrinsic connection between sports and global peace, harmony, development, and human dignity. I now appreciate more than ever the unique power of sports to promote these ideals, as well as sustainable development goals, just as President Bach has mentioned, climate action, and gender empowerment. I have been trying my best during the last 10 years as a Secretary General to bring all the leaders and all the people on the table so that they can join hands to make this world much more sustainable, so that the women's and girls' position will be empowered. That is what I have been continuing to do as a chairman of the Ethics Commission, even though very much limited, and I am very much proud. Taking this opportunity, I wish to express my deepest appreciation and respect to Honorable President Thomas Bach for his global leadership in promoting peace, security, gender empowerment, sustainable development, and mutual understanding among the world's people through the power of sports. I am confident that though he may transition from his current role soon, the IOC will continue to benefit from his wisdom and experience for the enduring success of the Olympic movement. Honorable members of the IOC, in this regard, yesterday afternoon, all of us have witnessed. I was deeply moved by the strong support and respect shown by all the IOC members and expressing for what President Bach has achieved. I sincerely hope that President Bach will continue to shine the light for the success of the IOC through the power of sports. Honorable IOC members, friends of the Olympic movement, thank you again for this extraordinary honor for me. I am committed to leveraging the power of sports to build a better future for all. Let us work together, ladies and gentlemen, to make this world much more sustainable and friendly, where sports can bring peace and stability and mutual understanding. Thank you for your recognition, and I wish you all the best. Merci beaucoup. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. And we can proceed now with the second proposal by the IOC Executive Board for a membership of honor. This concerns Mr. Francesco Riccipiti, who has been a steadfast supporter of the Olympic movement, dedicating his career to strengthening international federations and ensuring their role as key pillars of the Olympic Games. Throughout his illustrious career, his leadership has been defined by an unwavering commitment to the unity of sport, its autonomy, and its continued evolution in an ever-changing world. As the third president of the Association of Summer Olympic International Federations, he has demonstrated exceptional dedication to uniting the shared interests of Olympic sports. Under Francesco Riccipiti's leadership since 2013, ASOIF has become an indispensable partner of the IOC. His tenure has been defined by his steadfast commitment to safeguarding sport from external pressures, ensuring its autonomy and fostering an unprecedented level of collaboration between ASOIF and the IOC. Perhaps nothing exemplifies this better than the historic Olympic Games Tokyo 2020, which took place against the backdrop of a global pandemic. It took an unprecedented effort to make them happen in a safe and secure manner for all participants. In navigating these uncharted waters, we could count on Francesco Riccibiti. The expert knowledge of ASOIF and its member federations were essential to develop the comprehensive countermeasures specifically adapted for the unique circumstances of every sport. Francesco Riccibiti has always taken a clear position when it comes to the autonomy of sport, clearly emphasizing the necessity of political neutrality. We have seen at the Olympic Games Paris 2024 how well our procedures safeguarding the political neutrality worked. The strength of ASOIF today is a testament to Francesco Riccibiti's vision and leadership. He launched the pioneering ASOIF Good Governance Task Force, setting clear and measurable standards to help IFs enhance their governance structures and transparency. Building on his experience as manager in the corporate world, he always understood that if we in sport expect politics to respect our autonomy, politics can expect us to respect the standards of good governance. Autonomy and good governance are two sides of the same coin. On a personal note, allow me, dear Francesco, to thank you for a great friendship. A great friend who gave most valuable advice to me already before my election in 2013. We did not always agree on everything, but we were always sure of each other's commitment to our Olympic cause. Even if, or maybe because, in every meeting, then in the times of my presidency, in every meeting he came along with new requests on behalf of the international federations, which we discussed, what you would say in the diplomatic world, in full openness. And that means sometimes heated discussions. The bonds of our friendship became even closer. For all these reasons, I'm honored and pleased to propose, on behalf of the entire IOC Executive Board, Mr. Francesco Riccibiti for election as an IOC honor member. And the ones of you who agree with this proposal, please raise your hand. Thank you. Any votes against? No. Congratulations, Mr. Riccibiti.
No, thank you for this nice word, first of all. I'm honored, thrilled. What you said, your motivation is even more touching for me. All our relation, very long relation. So I take this, I try to be short, saying that I take this honor not only for me alone, but for all the unbelievable people that I met in this period, in the Olympic family. It's a unique family we have to defend. And so starting from you, Mr. President, the Executive Board, and all the members, thank again. I always said that the honor are very, very important, but they speak for the past. And at my stage of my life now, the only way to be alive and to be, again, active is to share the experience, that unbelievable experience that sport has given to us. And this is what I do with younger people. I try in all my activity. And I can assure you that I will support the value and the spirit of the Olympic family forever. Thank you.
And now we want to give the candidates a last opportunity for some work, and I pass the floor to the Director General.
Don't count on me to give them even more work, President. We will now have a short break before the voting process for the election of the IOC President. So only the IOC members, the honorary members, and the designated IOC staff necessary for the operations will be entitled to get back in the room. While I'm speaking, all the smart cards are being collected. New cards will be distributed for the next vote. As the room will be cleaned up, please take all your belongings with you. For security reasons, before this very important vote, all the electronic devices, including telephones, laptops, connected wearables, will be collected outside on your way back into the room. You will be able to recuperate them at the end of the vote before the announcement. We thank you in advance for your understanding and collaboration. For those who would not be in the room during the vote, you will be able to follow the process from the screens placed in the various rooms prepared for this purpose.
4:30. Back 4:30.
We will be back at 4:30 for the presidential vote. Thank you.
Welcome back, dear friends and colleagues. We will now proceed with the election of the 10th President of the International Olympic Committee, and I give the floor to the Director General.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would like to remind you the rules for this vote as per the Olympic Charter and the voting regulations approved by the IOC Executive Board in December 2024 and published on the IOC website. The terms of office of the newly elected President will start on 24 June 2025. In order to be elected, a candidate must obtain a majority of the votes. Each IOC member present in the IOC session room has one vote. Abstentions, blank or spoiled ballots are not taken into consideration into the calculation of the required majority. Voting by proxy is not allowed. The IOC President will not exercise his right to vote, but he reserves his right to exercise a casting vote according to Article 20 of the voting regulations for the elections of the IOC President. If no candidate obtains the majority of votes in a round of voting, there will be other rounds of voting until a candidate obtains the majority of the votes. The candidate obtaining the fewest votes in each of the rounds of voting will be eliminated and will not participate in the following round of voting. If the same number of votes is obtained by two or more candidates during a round of voting in which these candidates should be eliminated, there will be a specific intermediary round of voting only between these candidates. The candidates who obtain the fewest votes will not participate in the following round of voting between the remaining candidates. At the end of each round of voting, if no candidate is elected, the President will only announce the name of the candidate who will not participate in the following round of voting. The scrutineers are the same as during the previous votes. This means Mr. Richard Pound, Honorary Member, Her Excellency Ms. Patricia O'Brien, Member of the IOC Ethics Commission, and Maître Antoine Rochat, Swiss Notary. The names of the 7 candidates will now appear on the screen in the order of the draw of the lots held by the IOC Ethics Commission in November 2024. In accordance with paragraph 5/4 of the bylaw to Rule 18 of the Olympic Charter, the following IOC members will not participate in the first round of voting. The IOC members in France, Mr. Guy Dru, Mr. Jean-Christophe Roland, and Mr. Martin Fourcade. The IOC members in Great Britain, Her Royal Highness the Princess Royal, Sir Hugh Robertson. The IOC members in Spain, Ms. Marisol Casado and Mr. Pau Gasol, and the IOC member in Japan, Mr. Yuki Ota. The electronic voting keypads have already been placed on your desk. The smart cards are now being distributed by the IOC administration to the IOC members, except for those who cannot participate to this round of voting. All the members are required to stay in the room for the whole duration of the voting process. If you leave the room, your smart card will be withdrawn and will not be redistributed. Before we proceed, I would like to remind everyone that the voting material has been thoroughly tested this morning and was successfully used this afternoon. As during the previous votes, there is a monitoring system to guarantee the highest integrity of the voting process. If an incident is detected, the timing of the incident will be recorded. The election process will be stopped with immediate effect. All prior results remain valid, and we will switch to paper ballots. An illustrative description of the Lumi device is on your disk. Please refer to it if you have any doubt. Once I declare the vote open, the names of the candidates will appear on the screen of your individual keypad. If you want to abstain, you shall not make any selection, as the abstention option is not offered on the device. The process of voting is the same as for the previous votes. The subject matter of the vote is: which of the candidates do you elect as president of the IOC? Lequel des candidats élisez-vous en tant que président du CIO? I would like at this stage to ask if everyone has a voting keypad and a smart card. This seems to be the case. And if this is the case, then I'm going to ask for the opening of the vote. The vote is open. Sorry, we have a problem here, Mr.
Samira.
Is it with Samira Ashkari? The vote is still open. We will wait for the problem to be fixed. And we have a...
Is that?
The vote is still open. Problem solved, Mrs. Ashgari? Yes. For Mrs. Caridat as well. So did everyone have the opportunity to vote? This seems to be the case. I'm going to declare, we still have a problem? Problem solved, Mrs. Agari. You're testing my nerves and those of the candidates. So again, everyone could vote? Yes? Then I'm going to declare the vote closed. The vote is closed.
Dear friends and colleagues, we have a result of this election. I give the floor to the IOC Director General.
So you have elected then a new IOC president. The session is now suspended and will resume shortly. I invite the three scrutineers, along with the technicians of FLUMI and the Chief Ethics and Compliance Officer, to accompany the president outside of this room. And then we will resume here in the room, and the announcement will be made by the president in 30 minutes. Please be back in your seat in time. Thank you very much.
International Olympic Committee, mesdames et messieurs, le président du Comité International Olympique, Bach.
Dear friends and colleagues, the 144th IOC session has elected as the 10th President of the International Olympic Committee, Mrs. Kirsty Coventry.
Dear President and my very dear colleagues, this is an extraordinary moment. As a 9-year-old girl, I never thought that I would be standing up here one day, getting to give back to this incredible movement of ours. This is not just a huge honor, but it is a reminder of my commitment to every single one of you, that I will lead this organization with so much pride, with the values at the core, and I will make all of you very, very proud and hopefully extremely confident in the decision that you've taken today. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, and now we've got some work together. And I would like to really thank the candidates, all of my candidates. This race was an incredible race, and it made us better. Made us a stronger movement. I know from all of the conversations that I've had with every single one of you, how much stronger our movement is going to be when we now come back together and deliver on some of those ideas that we all shared. Thank you very much for this moment, and thank you very much for this honor. Thank you.
Not supposed to speak anymore, even. You know,
So that's more than a lame duck. This is a grilled duck. This concludes, of course, this part of the session. We will resume tomorrow at 9 o'clock for the last part of the session. Thank you very much, and have a nice evening. Thank you.